Okay, what's up guys? My name is Wale Agbaje and this is how I started a church at 22.
I am blessed, I'm blessed. And when I wake up in the morning, I am blessed, I'm blessed. And when I wake up in the morning, I am blessed, I'm blessed. And when I wake up in the morning, I am blessed, I'm blessed, yeah.
So I get a lot of people ask me, Wale, how did you start your church and what made you start a church at 22? So I thought it would just be cool to just do a quick YouTube video explaining what happened. So the IMPRINT story dates all the way back to 2015, but that's a long story in itself and I'll probably do another YouTube video explaining that. But the story of IMPRINT Church goes back to January 2017. So in 2016, I graduated from Leicester University with an economics degree and I did a church internship from September 2016 to August 2017. And if I'm being honest, I did not want to do the internship, especially graduating from Leicester University. It wasn't in my plans to actually stay in Leicester. If I'm being honest, I wanted to go to New York and start business out there. But I really felt like God was calling me to Leicester and I felt like He told me, I want you to do this internship here. And you know what, I was like, God, you know what, you're in charge, I'm going to obey you. It was a long process to convince me to do this internship, but I really knew that God was calling me to it. So I was like, okay, come, I'll do this internship. I guess it's only a year, then I can go and focus on what I actually want to do. But in hindsight, I actually loved that year. It was a great year. I did an internship with a church called Holy Trinity Church in Leicester, and it was such a great experience. I learned so much, my faith grew, I really got to know more about Jesus. But over my year, I was keep on having dreams of being in church leadership and being a young pastor. And one of the main ways that God speaks to me is through dreams. But if I'm being honest, even though I was having these dreams continuously, I just thought it was a joke. I didn't really take it seriously. And honestly, I just thought God was bantering me. But continuously, I was having these dreams and then I was keep on getting various prophetic words. And if you don't know what prophecy is, it's basically when God just uses someone else to speak to you about your future and what perhaps God has called you to do. So I was keep on getting words like, Wale, I really believe that IMPRINT is going to launch you into your ministry, you're going to be in church leadership. And at the time, IMPRINT was just gospel showcases that I held, primarily for students and young adults. Like, I never saw it as a big thing. And when I was getting these different prophetic words, like IMPRINT is going to launch you into your ministry, I was like, why are you guys talking about ministry? IMPRINT, like, it's not a ministry, it is a showcase. And I was really fighting the prospect of being a church leader, the prospects of being in Christian ministry. I was like, I'm not hearing, don't come to me with, I believe God is saying this, church, no, ministry, no. I only want to hear the words New York and business. That's all. Can't you come to me and be like, you know, I really believe God might be saying that you're meant to go to New York, you're meant to be in business and, you know, make lots of money for the Lord. Amen. That's what I want. I do not want to hear, I feel like God is calling you to work in a church. Anyway, even though I resisted those words, I was still getting more prophetic words, as God does. And there was one day that the church leader of Holy Trinity called me into his office and he was like, Wale, can I just speak to you for a minute? And I was like, okay, cool. And he basically said, yeah, so Wale, I've been praying about you. And I was like, okay. And he said, it might sound really weird, but I really believe that God has asked our church, Holy Trinity, and the local diocese, which is a group of churches in Leicester, to basically financially support you to start your own church. Has God been speaking to you about it? And I was like, what did you say? And she was like, no, I said, I feel like God has asked us to financially support you to start your own church, to reach people that's on your heart, to reach more young adults, to reach more people in the city. Has God been speaking to you about it already? I said, Has God? All of a sudden, I just started screaming. I just started yelling. I just started shouting. I was like, are you mad? Oh, I was overwhelmed. Then my church leader was saying, what, calm down. And I was like, don't tell me to calm down. I'm 21 years old and you just asked me to start a church. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? How can you ask such a question? Oh, I was shouting. The reason I was shouting so much is because in that instant, I just had an epiphany. And I was like, oh my gosh, God, you have been speaking to me about it. All those dreams, literally, you were showing me dreams for a year. I had so many prophetic words, different things that just seemed like a coincidence. In that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, God, no. You were actually preparing me. You were actually leading me to this. And then when I realized that all the coincidences, all the prophetic words, all the dreams was God truly speaking to me, I just started laughing. Oh, I was giggling, I was laughing hysterically. You know, I felt so for my church leader who was just looking at me like, this guy is crazy. And I was like, I'm being pranked. Truly, I am being pranked. Why would God ask me to start a church? But honestly, I knew that in that minute, oh my gosh, God, you're actually calling me to start a church. So I found out in January 2017 that later on in the year that I'll be starting a church. So literally I had 7 months left of the internship and I just used that as an opportunity to shadow so many church leaders to really just learn what's actually the fundamentals and community. It really imparted a lot of wisdom and knowledge to me. And then after my internship year, I started the church a few months after in October. I think it's the first Sunday was the 8th of October 2017 when I was 22. And now I'm 23 years old and I've been leading it for 10 months and it's been crazy. It's been really crazy, but it's been so much fun. And I think the thing I've loved so much about it is literally just seeing how God has transformed people's lives and just being a part of people's stories. And honestly, it's such a big privilege of mine to lead IMPRINT. I never saw it coming. I tell a lot of people that, if I'm being honest, I accidentally stepped into ministry because it wasn't my idea. My plans were to go to New York and to literally start a business. But I guess God had other plans. So that's my story.